As you can see, we have cut this threshold to length, inside to inside, and our next step is to fasten and adhere it to the bottom plate. We're going to do that with some subfloor adhesive and also some silicone caulk. We're going to spray the bottom plate with an alcohol, just rubbing alcohol, just to make sure the surface is clean. Your piece may or may not be painted. It could be raw steel. Ours is powder coated, but we're wiping it clean before we would put the adhesive down. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to apply, I guess it's called RTV silicone. It's 100% silicone. We're going to start in the corners and really going to make sure we get a good amount in the corners so that makes a good seal. We're going to do that corner, then this corner, and then we're going to make a connection across the entire front of the door. So we'll come back and he's going to add some subfloor adhesive. And he's going to make sure he has a very strong, thick bead, continuous bead, and he's going to double back over to ensure very strong adhesion. Back it up. Okay, as you slide, now we're going to put the threshold on. You're going to want to try to hold it up as much as possible as not to touch the glue yet until you get it over the plate itself. Now he's positioning the threshold. He might need a rubber hammer just to knock it in place.
Getting a good bite over it.
He's going to line the T-astragal of the threshold with the inside of the 2x6 tubing, as you can see there. And now it's completely seated here. You can see some of this excess is kind of oozing out, which is good. We'll probably let that dry out, and then we can cut that off easily later. So now that's done, he's going to remove the riser. And at this point, he's going to put, as soon as the riser is removed, he's going to allow him to screw the threshold down to the bottom plate. A very good point to make is make sure that when you are putting this threshold down, that these screw holes don't fall in the center where your flush bolt is going to engage. So that needs to be compensated for initially when you do the cut. Right now he's using can you show me one of the screws real quick? This is it's a self-drilling screw, and it will go through the steel. And you guys use these. This is about 1.5 inches, and he's going to attach this to drill straight through to attach the threshold. So it securely anchors it, and he's probably going to do each corner, making sure everything's flush on the inside. And he's going to continue to do that down the line. Again, keeping in mind that we don't want to put any kind of obstruction, a screw, anywhere near the center, which would impede the bolt coming down. Now, this screw will protrude through the bottom of this 10 gauge plate, 3mm plate, which you would basically just knock off with a hammer and grind smoothly. Before you put the riser back on, you need to add the clear clear silicone in the corners. Just make sure that water will not come down through the threshold. He's putting a pretty good sized blob, as you can see right there, before he puts the riser back on. At this point, it's time to put the riser back on. We're going to screw it all the way down. Okay. The last step we're going to use here is an acrylic latex caulk, and you can see this is black. We're going to basically seal in the corners with this. Make a nice solid bead all the way in the corners, all the way around the bottom of the door stop, and even up and over the riser. And even on the back side. So a full bond. This just ensures that no water can come through at this point. Just coming back, making sure it's nice, smooth bead. We'll do the same on the other side as well. Make sure that's as clean as possible. Okay, so here we have the install threshold. A very quick and easy process. Probably the whole thing takes about 10 minutes. We use these, they're threshold protectors, and they'll actually snap on to the front like that. This is great for shipping, as long as they are protected, then that's a good thing. So this aluminum scratches very easily, so we want to make sure it's protected. And this is how we send this off to our distributors, and this works very well.